expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Café is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Café and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I gotta tell you, I am hot to trot today. I am excited. First of all, let's say hello to Mr. Radio Man.
Good morning, Mr. Radio. Happy Wednesday to you.
Good morning to you, Dawn and Freddie.
It is actually Ash Wednesday. Today is March 2nd. And how you know it's Wednesday? Because yesterday was Fat Tuesday.
Because yesterday was
followed
Tuesday.
by Ash Wednesday.
Followed by Monday. And tomorrow will be Thursday.
Gotta tell you, you and I have done so much radio time lately. And one show blends into the next.
No,
we forget what we do.
Yesterday's show was phenomenal.
Which one last night?
I even put on
more merch.
La camisa. You know what la camisa means?
Your shirt?
The shirt.
The shirt.
The shirt. I put on the shirt.
I
The
love
comic
that
strip
shirt.
cover. Because we did a show last night.
Yes.
Where we talked about get up and get it going. If you got a business and you really believe in your business, then today, prove it to me. Show me. And I got to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tip my hat. I got to say, you guys came out in numbers. The phone hasn't stopped ringing. We have a new announcement. We're going to be on South Florida. Meet the people, new channel. They're going to give us our own channel there.
Awesome.
Our Roku channel has exploded. I got people that want to do some business on there. This is about you, giving you an opportunity to be heard, to get it going. And I'm excited. I got to tell you, this little, yes, come in. I got to tell you, this little belt thing that you came up with.
The merchandise belt with my wand in there.
This is sensational advertising. Now we got to figure out how to use it.
We're just going to give them away, I think. Or people can buy them, but if you're in the studio, I think we'll give them away. We'll use them as merch, because it is Merch Madness.
Did you say merch?
Merch Madness.
See that?
Merch Madness, 20% off all of Amy Reshevsky's art today. And Merch Madness in our merchandise store. Check it out at brooklyncafe.tv. Click on shop. You'll see all of the shows that we work with that have merch, our shirts, our mugs. We're actually going to put our bells and our little wands in there. So check it out, brooklyncafe.tv. If you're listening up today, give us a call live on radio, 888-565-1470. Say hi to Mr. Radio. We were working two phones last night. I had my phone. I had your phone. Everything had exploded so incredibly well last night. I think people are ready to get up, get out, grow their business, and really believe in everything that they've done up to this point. Focus, as Jordana says.
Now, if you call the radio station has nothing to do with this. I forgot to put the disclaimer, but we'll play it at the end of the show, Mr. Radio. You call 866, no, you don't.
888.
You call 888.
994. 888-565. Pick a number.
888-565-1470. You say, Mr. Board Operator, I want my two tickets, not one, two. And a free bag of popcorn to go to the movies of Del Rey or the movies of Lake Worth. And I got them here for you. So if you call, that's a way of saying thank you. I love what you guys have been doing the last couple of days.
Thank you.
I don't believe what's going on, but let's get, what the president say last night?
Puerto Rico, this day in history, becomes a territory of the United States. March 2nd, 1917, Puerto Rico becomes a U.S. territory.
Well, what the president say last night, we are all in this together. I feel like a patriot. I feel like
I got to ask you about that. What'd you think about that address last night?
My president, now I'm going to tell you, I didn't vote for him. I'm going to be very honest. I didn't vote. I'm not going to be a two-faced nothing. I'm not a two-faced nothing. I'm going to tell you something. Whoever the president is my president. I don't care win, lose, or draw. He's my man. And last night, all 78-year-old man got up there and he said, you know what, we're in all this together. And that's what I believe in. Together we get out of it. Together we do what we need to do. And we got to get it together. Listen, you got a business. I want to help you. I want to do what I got to do. We have an artist that just showed up as well. She's in here. Have her take a look around because I want to amaze and graze her and just live life one day, live it to the fullest, and believe in you because that way they will believe in you too. Simple.
You know what they're saying, Bob Saget, when he passed away so suddenly? Suddenly, this man has changed so many people's lives because he apparently lived life to the fullest. Every day he got up, he lived life. He made such a huge impact on people's lives. His wife said, I knew everyone loved him. I didn't realize the magnitude of the positive impact he had on so many people, including till the day he passed, how he lived his life.
That's right. And it all came out, it bubbled to the surface. The cream comes to the top because the man, the way he died was just bizarre.
Yes.
And the man helped a lot of people. I got to tell you, Don Pablo Coffee, go to Costco, buy a bag. The man did us a solid.
Yeah.
When he put this together, We did not order this. He sent us 10 cases of coffee. He designed it. He built a $10,000 coffee cart because he believes in businesses, man. I mean, put your money where your mouth is. This guy is 15 large. He didn't even know us.
Nope.
And he came about and he did this. And we have to pay it forward. So whatever we can do to help you, we're there. And I love Slick because Slick put together that music piece. We're going to help that. Your first artist, we're going to promote that as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of great stuff going on. Every step makes a difference. We talked about it last night, from the coffee to our colors to the branding, and then suddenly, here you go. And you look back, did it seem like it's been a long road?
Yeah, you sent me that. Well, it's been a long road for me.
I know, it took you 4 years for me to say yes.
I got all that rejection at the beginning. I got all that rejection, and you added to it. People telling me, no, streaming doesn't work. Now Zoom is another regular way of life. Back then, when we created it, people laughed. Who watches sports on their phone? Really?
Absolutely true.
And you know what? All that is gone. I'm going to look at for today and tomorrow and move forward.
It's been great. So check out our merch store, Merch Madness. It is March 2nd. We're going to give you a discount on all the merch in our store, from mugs at color change, regular mugs, shirts, and yes, Amy Rashevsky, our in-house artist, 20% off all of her artwork that is here in the studio. She just wants it to have a great home. She's moved to a new home. She's got more artwork to bring in, which means we've got to move out some of our artwork.
We're going to move it all out.
And
also,
you know what Amy said?
Harmon?
Jay Harmon, she said,
20% off?
20% off. Let's do it. The colored
You
pencil
know what?
artist.
Come on, let's make a deal. 20, 25, three finger finale. Whatever we got to do, we got to move it out because we got new stuff to bring in.
Yes,
I'm
we
serious.
do this every day. I know. People go, you do this every day?
My car is full of stuff that I bought. I got to take it home.
And you have to bring it home.
But then I need new stuff. I need to move stuff. I got to move this whole wall, Slick. Look at his face. Look at his face. The whole wall. The whole
If
wall's
you're
gotta
wondering
be
where
moved.
we're located at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard. All of our signage is on the door as we pay tribute to the old tenant that was here 20 plus years ago as Little Palm Family Theater. But I think the good energy is here. Must be why we're still here.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're still here.
Listen, I'm going to tell you because I want to get to our guests, but I got to tell you, when you found this place and you walked me through this place, I still have the original video of the first day we came in. And I got to tell you, when we came in here, I looked around, I sat on the floor, and I said, she's lost her mind.
Pretty much.
How are we going to fill this place, remember?
It was empty. There weren't even ceilings in some of the place.
Now I need more walls.
I know.
I'm thinking maybe we can use that as a wall. What do you think?
I'm thinking we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to get to our guests. We've got Stacy Lucis joining us. This woman is a powerhouse unto herself. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you do it all day long and keep that smile and walk in grace. But we're going to find out. As always, we are here to spotlight community, business, women empowerment,
Can we give
families.
this away today?
Absolutely.
Be the first caller. I want to give one of these away. It has the wand. It has the
bell.
The bell. 888-565-1470. If you call, I will personally have Dawn deliver it.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, more with our guest in-house studio. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
This segment of the Brooklyn Café Show is brought to you by Coffee News. News to be enjoyed over coffee.
With enough butter, anything is good. Tori Wells from Precious Treasure Gourmet Foods thinks so because she single-handedly updated and expanded butter's possibilities. From compound, savory, sweet, and spicy, her freshly made butters aim to please. I don't know about you, but I've never really seen butter this versatile before, and now so feasible. With online shopping, just visit Precious Treasures Gourmet Foods.com because at Precious Treasures, Tori is working on the best artisan gourmet foods to every table. Remember, guys, true love is like butter. There's no substitute for the real thing.
Welcome to Mini Donut World, where the donuts are hot, fresh, and delicious, made to order and customizable by you. Gourmet specialty flavors such as apple pie, French toast, campfire, and strawberry cheesecake are always popular. Looking to tailor your appetite? Build your own mini donuts. Choose from over 18 flavor donut bases, add on your icing flavor, and choose from over 15 toppings and drizzles. While kids enjoy our design your own kits to take home, our 21 and over customers love our alcohol-infused donuts. Come visit Mini Donut World at 8763 Sterling Road in Cooper City. Have questions or want to place an order? Give us a call at 954-369-2301. We know you will love each bite of our deliciously distinctive mini donuts.
Attention Florida residents. Is constant water damage from the elements putting holes in your pipes and your wallet? We cut the cost when disaster strikes. You deserve to have your house be a home again. At Triumph, we get you paid the most for your insurance claims. Broken pipes, water damage, and mold? Triumph Consulting covers it all. Call our offices now to qualify for a free house inspection at 954-669-4935 or visit www.wegetYouPaid.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to
I gotta tell you, welcome back. I gotta tell you, I love my coffee. And they got sound effects now of me slurping my coffee. And instead of telling me something, they wait until I'm off the air to say, yes, there be your coffee. A gulp, because I swallowed it. It was nice and hot. So if you heard...
And they said not once.
If you hear the gulp and you call in, you win a bag of coffee.
I can't wait till Alana edits it just like the sandwich drip. Wait for it.
Oh, you guys are
You
too
wait
much.
for it.
Anyway, you guys are having too much fun. That's because this mic is up in my neck.
Ready to get into the show? We've got a new friend of the cafe joining us. We've got Stacy Lucis over here in studio. This woman is a powerhouse. We connected on LinkedIn. And I got to tell you, LinkedIn definitely levels up the connections you make. I may not make as many, but the ones that we have made are spectacular and powerful connections for businesses. And I can't even tell you what Stacy does. It's rather what Stacy doesn't do. Because this woman is a powerhouse. So we're going to introduce Miss Stacy Lucis with us. Women empowerment, growing kids, working mom. I mean, you name it, you've done it, including your day job. So welcome, Stacy.
Thank you, guys. I've got to say, it's been a bit of a darker weekend considering world events, but I haven't smiled as much, before noon in a long time. So thanks for having me.
Oh, our mission has been achieved then.
That is our forte.
Even with all the gulping, it was amazing.
Wow. She's quick. The gulping. Slick, the shirt, the gulp.
The gulp, right?
Isn't
Sounds
there
good
like
to me.
7-Eleven had the big gulp? Lord Federico
it's
and the
very
gulp.
intimidating.
Don't get it wrong.
Well, Stacy, welcome to our fun and our crazy. It's a
good to
different
be
way of
here.
delivering, but it's a pleasure to have you joining us.
Same here. And you're right. I mean, when we connected on LinkedIn and talked last week, it was amazing to just get to know what you guys are doing here. And thanks for having me.
It is our pleasure. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you do.
Okay.
Your platform as a business coach.
Yes.
entrepreneur coach?
So I, as Dawn mentioned, I wear a couple hats, but I think the most important hat is mom. I've got a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they are making me work for that title. So I think kudos to all the moms out there hustling and being entrepreneurs and doing all the things. Predominantly, so I work for Homeland Security. I do strategic planning and business analytics and a couple of other things. And then my other endeavor, my entrepreneurial segue, is into executive coaching for women, and specifically women like me who are Gen Xers. So we're in our 40s or 50s and we're slugging it. But also we've got small kids, like I just mentioned, and we're also taking care of, for the most part, our parents who are either aging or ailing. And so that little sandwich generation really struggles with a bunch of things that I don't think the normal generation suffer with. And so I just help executive women like myself in that space really, take back control of their lives and, find a way to kind of do the things they love.
How long have you been doing?
So executive coaching, I've been doing it for 2 years, and it's a bit of a long story, but as an executive myself, I was totally going the route of working, 60 hours a week, traveling pre-COVID at least 2 weeks out of the month, just trying to do it all, and I burnt out really quickly. My health took a really deep dive, and I myself hired an executive coach and went through a year and a half of, I would say, straight up transformation. And I think the way that I live my life now really inspired me to try to do the same for other women. So I would say that because I've walked in the shoes and I'm still doing all of those things, it allows me to really speak that language and also show them what it's like on the other side of, I don't want to say that dark tunnel, but sometimes the overwhelm and the stress and the frustrations of having to balance all those roles can really get to you. So while I say, Dawn, thank you for saying I wear a lot of hats, it took a toll on me until I realized and had the right tools, to right size that and to really understand what mattered and sort of focus on the things that I wanted to do.
Well, how do you do that as an executive coach? What
Yeah.
types of tools do you offer to your clients? Because I can tell you on a Saturday and Sunday, when you're trying to, and my kids are grown, right?
Yeah.
It's even squeezing in those grown-up phone calls from them. I can't imagine actually having kids at home now doing what we do, because we're working 7 days a week doing something, whether it's booking shows. What types of tools are there for people to actually balance their life?
I want to go back to a basic statement. It's understanding your current state, right? Like, where exactly are you? And one of the tools we use, it's super simple, but it's very effective. It's called the Wheel of Life. And really, it just asks you to pick 5 to maybe 7 categories that are important to you. And for most people, they're the same. It's family, relationships, whether it's with a spouse or a significant other, it's parenting, it's your career, spirituality, and health, and finances. Some people have different ones, but those are kind of the more universal ones that people pick first. And we just ask you, I ask them to rank themselves on this wheel for each of these categories from 1 to 10. And it shocks you sometimes. For me personally, health was like a 3, before I started getting my act together. Family was like a 9. Now, were there parts in each of these that I wanted to fix? Sure. And I think once people do this wheel, it's like the cars on the tires on your car. If those things are not equal, you're gonna have a bumpy ride. And so, kind of understanding what your current state is the first step, and really understanding what of these things is the most imperative. For a lot of people, I think health turns out to be the imperative, because it's like that old saying, if you're on a plane and the plane's going down, you got to put oxygen on yourself first before you help anybody else. And really, it's getting yourself kind of back to that equilibrium where you are able to extend, whether it's your intellect to your career or your love to your family or your energy for the things that you want to do. So that's really one of the main things that I do.
Do you help women grow their business also, or is it more of creating that homeostasis in your life?
I do. I think being a minority female, coming from, I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, so I do have that immigrant kind of perspective. And And being kind of young, I was a younger executive. You know, I struggled with all of those biases, right? Whether it's unconscious bias or mansplaining, you know, anything like that. And so navigating sort of conflict management or how to communicate with an executive presence or how to communicate when you yourself are feeling insecure and not as confident, whether it's you're sitting at the boardroom and you have imposter syndrome. So yeah, I do coach women predominantly in executive positions, but also that own their own businesses and are scaling on how to sort of pull in all of these techniques as an executive and sort of have that presence, have that focus, have that energy, to be fair, like segueing for a little bit. But if you were picking like the best mate, right? And they came to you with an energy of a 3, you really won't want to have anything to do with that person. Who wants to date a 3? And so I say to executives and women doing business, like, who wants to do business with a 3? If you're coming to the table and you're tired and weary and frustrated and frazzled, like that alone, that presence speaks for itself before you even like have the chance to open your mouth and like give that presentation. So I really work with them on executive presence, on right sizing their priorities. My strategic background, my strategic planning expertise comes into play there. Change management. So yeah, I really do. I do both. I do the personal and the executive, but you can't really tackle your big, hearty, amazing goals that are going to change people's lives if your life itself is kind of, you know, exhausting and overwhelming.
There are so many questions that I have for you.
Well, hold on. How long have you been working for Homeland Security?
So February 19th would have been 13 years.
Based in D.C.?
Yes.
So you're not working for them anymore?
No, I am.
You're okay.
I am.
I got to tell you, somebody's trained you because your speech, your shoulders, your look, I've been doing this long enough. You've been well trained. And it looks like it has gone over to your coaching. And my question, and I'll stay out of your way in this conversation, is that the adjustments that you've made seem to be very vital. I can feel them as opposed to seeing them.
Yeah.
You want to join a coach that is confident and delivers just like this. I mean, you are coaching 101 because this is a school of coaching here. You are coaching 101 on how you deliver the questions. So you look at this. This is on point. And you have that. You have it on point. Do you have a lot of women that come to you that are 3s or married to 3s or dating 3s? Do they even do that?
Yeah.
Do they number things in their life this way? Do they come and they talk to you this way and tell you what's going on?
I think that as women, and I don't want to make a universal statement, but I've worked, coached dozens, worked with hundreds of women. And I think that something about our spark starts to dilute, and I'll speak as a mother, after we have kids, because we go into this self-sacrificial, but still overachiever mentality where we've got to have this perfection. And it is exhausting. And perfection, it's been kind of said, is the lowest form of leveling up because you can never achieve perfection. And so you're, in essence, pursuing something that's never achievable. But it's also a cop-out in the sense of you can't do it to this perfect level, so you're going to not do it at all. And so I think we put our dreams aside, or we put those aspirations that make us nervous, or we worry about what people are going to think of us, or, you know, frankly, can we even do it? And I think that working through those barriers, I think every woman that comes to me is a 10. She just doesn't know it yet. And so the unconditioning of all of those layers of fear and insecurity and, you know, am I physically attractive enough, which nobody cares, really.
So true.
As you get older, you kind of understand that. And I talk to women in their 50s and 60s, and they don't care. They just do what they want to do. And me in my 30s and 40s, I was like, geez, I wish I had known that. And so it's sort of working generationally to uncover what these systemic resistance is to just being an authentic you and reaching for the sky. It sounds really trite and everybody says it, but you really can have these aspirations and go get them.
Because I think when we get to this 40s, 50s stage in life, if we've gotten to this point where we say we're going to do us, now there's all this other judgment around, and you either say, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of me because I'm going to do what I feel is my true calling and my true authentic self.
For sure.
And then you hear all this noise in the background.
Yeah, but you don't do that. Women I'm going to talk for women, they don't do that.
They don't do what?
Say it doesn't matter what you think. Of course, if that was true, you wouldn't need a coach.
Well, there are some, because I would bet Stacy is strong enough in who she is that if someone walked in and does not like her delivery and says, who do you think you are? She would probably be strong enough in who she is to say, this is who I am. You don't have to like me.
Yeah, but that takes work too, right?
That takes, well, that's my question. Yeah. Can you help women get to that point, but yet they still are professional? Still, I always say walk in grace, because I feel like as women, we should always walk in grace in our authentic self. But then there are those that come in that want to get you off your target point. Can you help us get to that point?
Yes. I think, too, there's this concept of servant leadership. And I think in servant leadership, number one, we're all leaders, right? Like we lead our families, we lead ourselves, we lead dinner. I mean, I don't know. But I think servant leadership comes from a place of how can I be of value to the person I'm interacting with? And that can be your child, it can be your coworker, whether you like them or not, it can be your boss. And it's not a be in servitude, it's be in gratitude that you maybe want to help this person further what it is they want to further. And that reciprocity happens naturally, but it also lowers barriers because everybody comes in, especially in an executive setting, with an agenda. Whether we have a spoken agenda, a written agenda, an internal agenda, you have something you're coming into this conversation with to get out of it. And I think when you come in with, how can I help this person instead of what do I want to get out of it, it really sets a different tone for your level of relaxation because there's not that tension of, oh, I got to get this contract or this sale or this whatever. It's let me hear this person, connect with this person, build a relationship with this person, and then go from there.
I got to ask two things. Yeah. You have agenda, you just mentioned that.
Yeah.
And then you have truth.
Yeah.
And they aren't always the same.
Nope.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I look at it this way. You remember when you went to school and the teacher, one of those different type of teachers says, you got an A. Now what you do with that A, it's up to you. Mm-hmm. You can end up and diminish that A down to a D, or you can keep your A if you do what you're supposed to do. I think everybody's an 11. This is the way I see it. Forget about the 10. To me, it's an 11. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're going to mess it up, then you have to hold accountability because there goes that agenda again. Yeah. Agenda sometimes isn't truth. Agenda means how I get ahead, how I get over, how I do what I'm not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But it is so different with women, I feel, for women in business and men in business. Mm-hmm. You and I sit side by side for the past 7 years as equal partners, right? But yet perception is different. Mm-hmm. Your delivery is different. That's over there.
Perception over here isn't different.
No,
I already
between
know.
You and I, the perception is not different.
But I already know. Mm-hmm. I already know just by seeing it, by sensing it. But the deal here is that you have to accept that what's coming at you, it's going to be agenda. Mm-hmm. It's not truth, it's agenda.
But does that make a difference, Stacy?
I think we're talking about resiliency and mental toughness, right? I talked to my son about this the other day. He, got a C in like a essay, and it took down his entire grade.
He did it again.
Did you slurp?
I'm sorry, Stacy.
It's okay. You guys just
resiliency.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Just bounce back from the coffee. So he was so upset about this bad grade that brought down his entire grade, and little man was sad the whole weekend, and we had to have a come to Jesus. And I said, listen, you don't like English, you love math, you are top scorer in math and mediocre in English, and I'm okay with it, and if you are okay with it, then it's okay. I think his perceptions, going back to the perception thing, we're all doing this segment together, and we're all going to walk out of this, and whoever's watching this is going to leave with a different impression of how this went. They're all going to take away something different from whatever I said or whatever you guys said, or even how cool or not cool coffee slurping is. So I say that to say that once you're confident and sort of at equilibrium with yourself and who you are and what you bring to the table and where you want to go, like these things matter less and less because you're just not going to be everybody's cup of tea or coffee, and they're not going to be yours. And so I do think that mastering yourself and your emotions and your physiology and kind of where you want to go changes the trajectory of your life. And I just don't say that lightly. You really have the power to, for me, a big one is controlling emotions, because no one's responsible for your emotions, whether you feel successful or not. Only you can be responsible for how you feel about a thing. And if if somebody doesn't take that contract, or the meeting went badly, or your delivery was terrible, it's a lesson learned, and you sort of lean forward and accept that and do better next time. So I think training my kids to be that way and helping my clients help their kids do that also, it's kind of a generational thing, right? Like breaking some of these burdens that generationally we carry forth. Like I said, as an immigrant, it's just work hard all the time. And it's like, that's exhausting, bro. Like, I want to go to the beach and like have a good time too. So it's how do you sort of, and generationally, you know, we've got the boomers and the Gen X and the millennials, and we put these stereotypes on them. But there's some truth to it, right? There's some truth to the generations coming up, like our kids are watching what's happening right now in Ukraine, and they have higher expectations of us for the most part, because they are coming from a place that's different than we did 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Right. I want to talk about that when we get back from commercial break, because generations are different.
Yep.
Where you're in at this point in your life is different. What surrounds you is different.
Yeah.
But yet you still want to be successful in business, whether you're with corporate or whether you're your own entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
How do we get all of that done? It's a whole big bag. Let's take a commercial break.
Big bag.
Give us a call, 888-565-1470. Listen for that big gulp coming up when we get back from commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
This is Dr. Hillary Taylor with Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community, Dr. THC. Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Hillary Taylor, also known as Dr. THC with Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community, here to bring you 5 tips to keep you moving forward in 2022. The first one would be to keep moving. Whether it's moving your body and walking outside or turning on the radio and getting down, it is important to keep your body moving. As important as it is to keep yourself hydrated. Drinking alkalinized, pH-balanced water is probably one of the best things you can do for your health. The other thing would be to practice gratitude. It's a good idea for at the end of the day just to reflect and think about 3 things that you're grateful for. Also, as important is to stay present. Stay aware of your environment and your surroundings and how you feel. And don't forget to reach out to those friends and family who are good, loving people. It is important to stay connected and have a community. If you need one, we are here for you. Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community, we always have your back.
Cool, calm, collected, needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit GubbaRum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba rum, 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba rum, it's wicked smooth.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
What are you going to tell a crazy man something?
I feel like people treat men and women differently in the business
But
world.
they should. Women should be treated differently. Let me tell you something about women. Let me tell you what guys do. Guys know that women have perception. Guys know that women have touch. In football, I used to teach my son, you got to have touch. You know, throwing a football from 20 yards into a garbage can, like Mahomes does, you got to have touch.
Yes.
So when a man approaches you, right away, he's going to think something stupid. So let's get that out of the way. Get it out the way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's the first thing.
That's the first. The second thing is, that's
Always.
right. Well, you know, cavemen used to do it before they ate the dinosaurs. So what happens is they look at you and now they're sizing it up. It's like they look at you or they look at you. They're sizing up, where's my angle? Where's my agenda? Not the truth, I'm talking about the agenda. And then when you do what you do, and she's even a scarier thought, and you get turned away because you know the business better, what's that say?
It says, John Melnick, watching you from California today. Hi, Dawn and Freddie. Hey, John.
John Melnick, is that the singer?
A keyboard player. Yes, he was here last week.
Johnny! How you doing? Why?
You're blowing their ears.
Good. That wakes them all up. Once you do all that, then
Wow.
you have to decide.
Your assistant is giving you coffee.
Thank you. Did you put it in there?
Yeah, put everything in there. The vodka, the rum.
Once you do all of that, they have to decide. You know, women are intimidating to a man when they know more than a man. I don't know if you heard
But here's what I find. Men pull this whole angle and they look at you up and down and you watch them do it. And you think, really, this is where we're at? Women don't. Women just come hard at you. I don't like your business model. Really? Would I ever say that to you? I don't know why women feel it's okay to talk to other women that way, because they would never say that to a man. What people say to me, they would never say to you.
They say worse.
And the way men look at women would never look at you.
That I can't help. Unless you put blinders on.
All right, so we
men are
look
gonna
at
do that.
generations. Yesterday, an alarm company walks in here, and we were getting ready to leave. And this one, my protector, takes the garbage and walks out. There's two guys here to see you, Dawn. Okay. And he walks out, and they walk in, and they say, well, we represent all of this building's alarm companies. And I know they're lying because I know the place next to us does not use this company. And they stand at the door, and they look around. What would it take to gain your business? Nothing. I'm very happy where I am. Well, what do you pay? I tell them. And you have this? Yes. We have an app. So do I. We have this. So do I. And you pay that? Yes. So can we change your mind? No. Can't change my mind. And he doesn't come out. And they try to do the sales thing. Well, what do you think we can do for her in business? And I'm looking, I'm like, I got to get back to work, guys.
But why would I come out? Am I missing something?
No. But
Why do
it's
I come out?
totally different for women in business than men.
That's perception.
Can you help, I can't say help women because we're good at what we do, but to change that perception and to change the delivery, is it the way we present or is it the perceptions of others that walk in?
I'm not sure this is going to be like a likable comment, but I think we can't change people.
Thank you.
Like, I do think we can change how we receive that behavior, how we put boundaries over what is acceptable and not, and how we stand up in our power as the decision maker when they are deferring to the guy. I mean, in our family, I'm the breadwinner. And they go to him for many things. And I'm like, I'm writing you the check, bro. So for
You
me,
tell him that?
no, in my mind, but
You should say it.
So that's
Right?
the next point. Why don't we say what we're thinking? This happened to me the other night.
Here's what I find to be helpful is you can use masculine energy and sort of use that to your advantage. So I just make my husband the bad guy, but I'm the one in the back, like literally making the decisions, and I'm okay with that.
So you're a good cop, bad cop.
In the past, it would be, honestly, it's an ego. It would be an ego thing for me. Like, I have to be the decision maker. I have to be seen as the boss. Now I'm just relaxed with it. And I find that that quiet power can be very effective. But also the kicker is, you know, men are they're very black and white. And they very much think with the left side of their brain, which is they take a lot of emotions out of it. And I think women, we are naturally inclined to use both hemispheres. And so we bring in, oh, well, what if I say that? Am I going to offend that person? Or how will that be perceived? Or is this, like, we have these 700 dialogues in our head before we actually open our mouth.
That's a woman.
Guys are just
wait,
guys are just like, that's a bad business model, and they're done with it.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Men think with the left side of their brain. Is that a good or a bad thing? Let's start there.
It's very, you know, and I will infer my husband again. A lot of times if we have a disagreement, I'm over there stewing, going over every detail of the argument. He's moved past it. And I'm mad that he hasn't like addressed it, or we haven't rehashed it, or all of the things. Yep. And then he says to me very clearly, you have to tell me what you like and don't like about what I do, so I won't do it again. I am not the type to infer or speculate or make connections like that.
How long you been married?
19 years in August.
Okay, so if your husband learned, I'm going to teach you. I hope
Is he
he's
from
watching.
Trinidad also?
He really is.
I'm going to teach Mr. Trinidad a new word. Okay. So if he says okay, what is that? Ain't gonna be good enough for you.
I could not marry and stay this long with an okay guy. Like, he is.
You see, but the problem here is that you're creating the whole situation.
Why?
You see, guys say, I hear you, okay. That ain't good enough.
Well, why aren't you going to do something about it?
Because it's already passed. How can I undo what's passed?
But it could happen again, and if you don't deal
If
with
it does, we'll deal with it. Don't be putting another situation in front again.
But am I right?
Let's go have dinner.
How many times do you and I have a conversation?
And I say, okay.
And you say to me, I'll take care of it. I said, but it's going to happen again. And it happens again.
And I said, I'll take care of it
again. And 7
again.
years later, unless we get to the root of it,
because
it will continue.
The way you take care of stuff, even Slick, I call Slick, I said, Slick, I call the kids, I need some help, because I don't understand what the hell she wants me to do. And the problem here is that your expectations to get what you want to get to may be above the rim. Michael Jordan does not coach. You know why? Because he plays above the rim. He cannot teach people what that's like.
But what if your expectations to grow your business are above the rim? You want to bring your team. We push our crew hard. There are days that we push them so hard that Alana's rolling her eyes and
Alana
Slick
gets
goes,
mad
I gotta
at me.
go.
They get mad at me.
But
It's
we
okay.
push them. You know what? It works, and they're successful. But going through it, it's hard. But if we accepted mediocrity, we wouldn't be where we are.
Well, I'm gonna give you 1 point, then I'll shut up. Okay. You're an 11. Why should I treat you like a 3? Let me think about that
But wait,
for a
what's
second.
a 3?
It doesn't
Stacey?
matter. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? It doesn't matter. You're an 11. You're a 10. Why should I treat you like a 3?
I will say that having expectations of humans is shaky at best. I think if you have an established relationship like you guys do, you've been together for many years, you understand what your culture is here and what your philosophy is and what you're trying to do for the communities that you serve. And so the people that you hire become part of that family and part of that fabric and part of that vision. And so it's okay that you push them the way that you do, because hopefully, arguably, there's enough trust where they can say, hey, this is too much. Or, you know, you can tell the emperor they're slurping their coffee and they won't, like.
You see, Freddie, you're gulping your
tell
coffee.
And you'd be like, hey, that's fine.
I gotta get you to sign something. I have never seen anybody so well versed in my life as this lady. She can take lemons and make Kool-Aid out of it. Unbelievable. The spin on this thing, the way she happens to see things and she puts it out there. Listen, I've learned to survive because I have learned that 99% of the time you happen to be right. So once in a while I have to go against the grain, and I do it on purpose. Now they know. In the beginning, he didn't know. I go against the grain on purpose just to give a different perspective. But you're 110% correct, what she's saying. 110% correct.
Yeah,
but I feel like more people need your information on a whole, Stacy, to believe in their business and believe in themselves enough to know that when others throw stones, and they do, when other women should be lifting each other up, you know, it's all beautiful on Facebook that we should, we don't. And when that we don't happen, it's that we should be strong enough in who we are and authentic, says, you know what, that's okay. This is what I do for me. You don't have to like this. You don't have to be my friend on Facebook either, but I'm here to do what I do. Assuming this is all in a positive aspect, right? We're not out doing anything bad. We're out here helping the community. Who you're on the phone with?
We're not psychopaths. Just
right. This is all to help others.
Fair enough.
They're asking you if you're going to continue being.
Why? I'm not.
There is a quote that fundamentally changed me a couple of years ago as an entrepreneur and a business owner and all of the things. It said, "Your opinion of me is none of my business."
Wow, I never heard that. That's great.
Is that true, though?
Thank you.
Really, it is true.
Thank you.
If a random person, and here's where social media comes in, and all of the drama with people having an opinion on the way that you market your product, or the way that you present, or the way that you treat your employees. I think if you are, an abusive, like mean, cruel person, sure. But if you are doing the best that you can with the best intention, in a sustainable manner, and somebody just has, I call it the kind of the showstopper comment where it causes you to doubt your whole business model. And like, why should that person have that power? So when I read that, I was in DC. I remember like it happened yesterday. It was winter. I hate winter. And I read that and I closed the book and I like walked outside and like took a turn around kind of the parking lot and came back up. I was staying with my sister at her apartment and I read it again and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is what has stopped me and stopped so many women from really going there, wherever there is you are so consumed with other people's opinion of what it is you're going to do that it stops you from fulfilling your blueprint, right? You asked me when we started if I sing. I do not sing. That is not my swim.
But do you know why I asked?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
No, why did you ask?
Because I want to take an interest in something. You know how many people I've asked that question to, and all of a sudden they says, how did you know that? Yeah, and they do. And other people say, no, I can't, because they know I'm going to make them sing. But the moment you tell me, yeah, I'm going to have you sing. Do you sing? Do you sing? Yes, you do. I know you sing, because people have told me that you sing. So the bottom line here is, if I'm interested in you, why shouldn't you be interested in what you do? You know, a lot of people don't know that Dawn plays that 104-year-old piano, belonged to her grandmother.
Wow.
And she will tell you no. But her music was in the chair. She left that little information out with her name on it. So why don't you play? You want to be woman empowered, then empower. Show me you can. If I could play, I would be doing it right now. Okay? Do we put music? Do we dance? Do we have fun with what we do in this place? It should be.
We love what we do. As you can see, we have fun, but we spread the information. And for those who are on the outside looking in, everyone is welcome. And that is totally our business model, is our doors are always open. And I spoke with you yesterday, right? We spoke to Melanie last week. Our doors are open. We are here to spread the information to the community and only make our community stronger to come together as one. And that is absolutely, we said every conversation begins around a good cup of coffee, so we have coffee.
I made a promise I have to keep. These bells were brought to you by Andrea from
Branding Solutions.
Branding Solutions. And I told her that I would say that because she came up and found them for us at a price.
Your Branding Solutions, so check it out.
So check it out. Go to yourbranding.solutions.com. She brought these up so that you can get your gift as well. But I had to get that in before we get off the air. But, adjustments are every day. Today is a new day. I'm going to show you 15 different new days today. And you're going to go back and say, maybe this one will work. I'll show you 15 as well. I try to show them every day. Life is adjustments. And until I don't breathe anymore, believe in who you are. And then the rest of us will drink from your wine of knowledge. That's Shakespeare. I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx. Why do I know that? Because NYU taught me that. NYU taught me. That's the first thing they taught me when I walked through the doors. Let us all drink from your wine of knowledge. So believe. Believe it, and it shall happen. Create it, and they come. And you're the one that told me that.
Build it,
I
and
said,
they will come.
You're out of your mind. And here we go.
Absolutely.
And here we are.
You work with one-on-one or groups, Stacy?
I do one-on-one, but I do work with companies that sort of have a leadership team and want to sort of kind of what you guys do here, like build that strong culture, have a trusting relationship with their staff so that when times get hard or when things don't feel right, one, you can say that, but two, you understand what the bigger picture is, and everybody sort of keeps rowing forward. So yeah, I do both.
Do you live in Florida or are you still
I do.
in Washington?
I live in Boca Raton.
She lives West Boca.
And how do people contact you?
I have a website. LinkedIn is probably the easiest way. It's just my name. And yeah.
And your seminar you're going to be doing here is when again?
May. Let's target May.
There you go. I'll take a May.
It's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. So much more to come. I love when we get to empower people, women and men, because we are coming together as a culture. And Slick will tell you, Slick has been with us through, because as we said, most of our crew are interns from the community, and when it's winter break, they go home. When it is spring break, they go home. And Slick and Alana, sometimes they're here with us every day, maybe just one of them. And they're here with our culture, and we push them, but look how far you've come. Look, now you're producing music.
I wasn't aiming for that path, but I don't mind.
Yeah, but the path came to you.
Yeah, so I just have to, as you said.
I got to tell you, I hope that mic is open. I got to tell you real quick. I got to tell you real quick because we have a minute left. She says about women, you know how hard it is to talk to people on social media and ask them to come join us? Because our next guest, that's what it's all about. And I actually handed her off
He does.
because
He hands it
I
to me,
don't
that
like
finishes.
to feel like a creeper, which is what they have taught. I didn't even know that word existed. But I wanted her and all artists to come. If you make my job easier, I won't look like a creeper.
So, more to
gotta
come
go.
on the second hour. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. We will see you on the other side as we continue the show on social media.
Don't be late. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Well, that wraps up our brunch wrap. But don't go away. Stay tuned for more laughs and
Tú quieres ser mi amigo, no puedo estar contigo, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Cuando llamaste ayer, la voz de una mujer exigiéndote me hizo comprender que sigues siendo el mismo. Y tú no sabes el dolor que llevo dentro del corazón. No puedo ser tu amiga, no importa lo que digas, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Y tú no sabes el dolor que llevo dentro digan, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Qué bueno que te has ido, no eres enemigo. Pero recuerda bien que aquel que siempre da recibirá lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo. Lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Café TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Café t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Café coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
Oh, what a beautiful morning. I am so glad today we got an early start. Where are we headed anyway?
Who knows? Wherever this glorious day takes us, and we'll take Don Pablo along too. Rich and flavorful with low acidity and notes of caramel. No matter where you're going or where you end up, Don Pablo never disappoints.
Excuse me, is that Don Pablo coffee?
Sure is.
Do you have any more?
Sure do. Baby, hop in.
No matter where life takes you, Don Pablo Coffee is always there to pick you up.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by Justin Mooney, Special Counsel of the Florida Office of Hinman Howard and Cattell Attorneys.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back, baby.
Like nothing, right? Like butter.
Merch Madness. What?
Merch Madness.
We're back. I forgot to change that sign.
How'd you like Stacy's segment?
I didn't like it at all. Saying, who the hell brought that chicken here?
She's amazing, right? Trinidad. Got it all together.
I gotta
Powerhouse.
tell you, there is those people from that region of the world, straight up, women are.
Like Brie. I think it's Caribbean women, a different culture.
That's because they got guys like this that they have to deal with.
Why do you think it's, you got to grab a mic slip. What do you think it's different about the culture of Caribbean? Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Caribbean women. Why is it different?
A4.
My mom, they're all, I'll say, close-knit, and they're always strong. So, I mean, they may be married, but they're still, yeah, A4. A4. Yeah, but they're still, like, they're still strong, independent, even if they're in a marriage or in a relationship. They're just strong, tough women.
She is.
Like, some of my aunts don't even cry.
I'm
like,
not going to say nothing.
So it's
I'm
like,
just going to move on.
they're strong women.
They are strong women.
And they always have
because they have
gyms.
relationships like guys like Slick. You got to be strong.
Wow.
What? No.
Wow.
I heard the conversation he was having
with Brie.
With Brie.
What
You have a headache?
conversation?
No, I'm just trying to remember. Since I only work on the left side, I'm rubbing my head.
Wow.
Like you're rubbing your head.
Because she said men live on the left side of their brain, right?
We do.
The analytical side?
So I'm trying to bring it over to the right.
Wow.
You're a little different though. You've got the creative side, and then you've got this analytical black and white. You are much more black and white.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm multicolored. I have so many colors that's coming out my ears. I got to tell you, our guest coming up, I saw her artwork. And I said, if you look at her artwork, we're going to put it up in a second.
Yes.
It is different than anything else that's in here. And I like different. I like things that are different. I like things that are concise. And then she actually answered me.
Melanie Oliva.
And I said, my God, she's either crazier than me, which is always a possibility.
What a great smile she has, right?
She's like Vanna White that turns the tiles.
Between your smile and your hair, wow, beautiful. We've got Melanie Oliva joining us. She's an artist, and you're based where, in Miami? Yes. Based in Miami, made the trek all the way up here with some of her pieces of art. Only a few because, Slick, let's grab the dolphin also. Because she has a show right now where most of her art is being hung in Hollywood, I believe it is.
Pembroke Pines.
Pembroke Pines. And she's got a whole art exhibit.
Where in Pembroke Pines is it hung?
So it's called the Frank Ortis Art Gallery, and it's actually located right next to the city center in Pembroke Pines. It's a fairly new gallery. They're kind of more like a museum. Wow. There's no entry fee. So it's really great. You can go and look at all the art. There's a few exhibits going on right now, and my solo show's in the front lobby area.
This is beautiful. Not only is the art beautiful, the way you have framed it makes such a difference in the art.
Thank you. What you're holding is actually an orca, Lolita, from the Miami Seaquarium. So I'm also an activist, so I do like to talk about animals and wildlife. And right now, Lolita is, I'm part of an activist group that's trying to get her moved to a different location.
How long has she been there?
She's been there for 52 years, I
was going to
believe.
say, since I've growing up, Lolita has been there. Where?
Yes.
At the Miami Seaquarium.
So they're going to put her out to sea now?
It's a possibility. There has been a proposal to move her to the Salish Sea and keep her in kind of an enclosed area so they can keep feeding her. The Seaquarium is undergoing new management soon, so we're hoping something will happen and a change.
So you work with Seaquarium?
I don't work with them, but I have protested outside of it.
Yeah, protesting.
Yes. Why do they want to move her? I feel like she's been there for so long, it would change her whole habitat.
It would, but she is actually in the smallest enclosure in the U.S. for an orca. It's actually smaller than regulation size.
How long does the orca live?
Actually, they can live really long. Her mother is Ocean Sun, and she lives up in the Salish Sea. She's 93.
Oh,
so they live really long.
Idea.
They don't live as long as in captivity, though.
Her mother's 93, she's 52. Yeah. I was going to say, Lolita, the killer whale, has been at the Miami Seaquarium. That's what they call her.
Yes.
My entire life since I've been down here.
I've never been to the
Seaquarium.
Where's that?
Key Biscayne. I think it's Key Biscayne, right?
Yes.
I got to go.
So it's under new management?
Yeah, it's going to be under new management soon, I believe.
Is that a good thing?
I think so, because I'm hoping that they'll take better care of their animals. Lately, they have been noted for giving them rotten fish, and there's been some deaths. So we're just hoping it'll make some change.
It's been there a long time.
So your artwork reflects a lot of animals?
Yeah, I do. I try to use it to speak up for different issues. Sometimes it's a specific animal, like Lolita. Other times it's different species of animals that are threatened. Like this butterfly is a cloudless sulfur in South Florida. A lot of pollinators. I do work around pollinators. They're so important. A lot of people don't realize to everything, to what we eat, to creating the flowers and plants we see, just to our ecosystem. So I either kind of promote different areas or different species with this series I have called my After Image series, which is basically if you're looking at something bright and then you close your eyes, it's the image you see under your eyelids.
That is so cool when you told me. So if you're looking at the light, or when you go to bed at night, you turn the lights off, and the first thing you see in your eyelid, that's what she's painting, is that image.
Exactly, yeah. It's meant to forewarn that the beauty of our world may someday only be an after image if we don't kind of get our act together and do something about it.
That's a good point right there.
Were you an artist before an activist? Activist before artist?
I guess I've been an artist all my life in some form or another. I used to be in advertising, and I made a switch in 2014 when I moved to Miami to become a full-time, I try to be a full-time artist as much as I can. And then, the activism kind of came later. I just saw that there were a lot of issues that were so prevalent and obvious in Miami with global warming and sea level rise, and just a lot of things being affected, especially different species, different areas of the Everglades. So I just felt like I had to do something, and my art was it just kind of incorporated itself into my art in a way, but I feel like I really found what I was meant to do.
It's interesting. During commercial break, you come from corporate world and advertising from Chicago.
Yes.
So everything that we were talking about with Stacy, it hit home for you from years ago.
It really did. What you were saying, just from my perspective, being in advertising, I was a creative director. I was kind of like the highest level you could be in advertising on the creative side. But yet, a lot of my ideas were stolen, unfortunately, by men sometimes. In meetings, it was hard. Someone with a louder voice would maybe get credit for something that I had thought of. It was just really tough.
Chicago?
Yeah, that was in Chicago.
Do you know their phone number?
I'll give it to you after the show.
No, let's call them now. Send me their number. I'm going to call them.
Oh, look, he loaded the commercial.
I will call them and let them know, stupid is it, stupid is it. What was that thing?
See, you're a unique man.
I don't want anybody's ideas. I don't want to take ideas. Now, I got to tell you, I made a comment that now I regret saying to her. Artists are great artists, but they have to learn how to become business people. You are a business person.
I am, yeah. I guess I have, I'm really thankful for that background. I kind of didn't have, I always kind of beat myself up for not going straight to fine art after college, but really I learned so many different things. I learned how to market myself. I learned how to write a press release, how to present to clients, how to speak effectively, write effectively. I really cannot emphasize enough how important that's been in an art career. I think a lot of artists kind of struggle with that side of it.
100%.
We know that for a fact, yeah.
And I totally feel like that was your path for a reason. So, and now look, you've got showings and you're in galleries, and that's the dream of so many artists. It's because you have that background and you know how to write the press release.
Yes.
And you know how to market what you do and get it out on a bigger platform.
Yeah, and also something, I'm timely, and a lot of artists, unfortunately, show up late or just don't follow up with people or aren't punctual or, I don't know. I'm just really lucky to have that background, I guess, and just learn how to meet deadlines. I learned how to follow up and do what I said I was going to do. So that's been very helpful. But yeah, it's been great to be able to show my work lately, especially because climate change is such a hot topic right now, obviously.
Are you from Florida?
I'm actually originally from Nashville, Tennessee.
And you sing, by the way.
Well, I used to sing in the choir in my church in Nashville.
You still sing, you don't lose that.
But yeah, I mean, I can sing on key, but that's about it.
That's about it. You can't even sing, and you sing anyway. You can sing. He's on 4. People, you can sing.
I feel
you
her.
Want to do a duet?
Duet? I can. Yeah. I think she'll probably carry me more than I'll like.
She'll probably carry all the way.
He's thinking, he's like, wow, that whole crew is running the Studio A in there. He's
Yeah,
like going, what's going on? I'm sitting here.
I love it.
It's important that you take all the things that you do well and you put it forward, because there's an artist, what's his name? Plays the music.
Michael Israel?
That guy. $1,000 a chair. And he paints it upside down on the stage, and the music is blaring. And then he turns it upside down and it becomes a real piece of art. Guy's making a fortune because he took what he does and he put it in this whole thing. So singing you could be the singing artist for a while.
I'll have to think about that.
It will work. I mean, marketing right now is all about the niche. It's about doing something different. You know, like accidentally when I was drinking coffee. Didn't know that was going to happen.
I can't wait to see what they put together on that.
Maybe people, if you call in, you heard me drinking coffee, I'll give you a bag of coffee free on the house. And we'll even sign it. But we'll get somebody else to sign it.
Freddie will sign the bag of coffee.
Yeah, but everything is about niches right now. Everything is about that change. That window will shut, and then a new one will emerge. It's the nature of this beast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think for artists, we kind of think that we should be stuck in a niche sometimes, and we are afraid to get out of it. But you're right. I mean, artists by nature want to explore everything. So I think it's just natural to evolve and add different things later.
Do you work with other artists, or it's just you?
I actually do like to collaborate with people. I've made quite a few paintings that are based on photographers' work, so I'll collaborate with them. It kind of brings a lot more energy into it when it's a couple of people that are involved with a piece. I've done some art activations and protest work where it was groups of people either kind of deploying the art at a protest or collaborating to make it. So I really enjoy that. That's one thing I kind of took over from advertising, kind of carried over, was just the ability to collaborate and brainstorm with people, because if you just get in your own head and you're the only one doing something, you might be missing out on a lot of ideas.
The collaboration think tank.
Did you wish it?
The think tank?
No, in your own head. How can you miss that?
Oh, I heard that, which is why I think it's so great that our crew, that they all work together, because the collaboration. Yesterday we were talking and I said Merch Madness for our merchandise store, and then one of our animators, she came up with the logo, and then someone else vectored it, and next thing you know, they're going to send it to the company to have it now printed. But it's all about collaboration, because everyone has their niche, and not one person can do everything.
Nobody should. No, not me.
And it's about collaboration.
Totally. I think, a lot of art or ideas or whatever events, they are so much better when it's a lot of people working together.
Do you miss advertising?
I miss it a little bit. I do miss that part of constantly working on a team and brainstorming, but I don't miss the stress, I will say. I kind of burned out and I had to do something different and just kind of take a step back and realize that I was like on this hamster wheel that was just constant. I just couldn't get off. But it's been a really nice, refreshing thing to come to Florida. I now teach art as well, which is really invigorating and just makes me happy. So it's been a great change.
Where do you teach?
I actually teach with the Museum of Contemporary Art in North Miami.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I teach at a couple of libraries for them. I do outreach teaching to teenagers. I've taught for Project Art in the past, where I taught kids at libraries. And I've had a few different opportunities at museums and cities.
That's fantastic. How would you feel to be an ambassador of bringing in and collaborating other artists, helping us advertise for them, putting it out there, doing the show and everything else? I know you're in Miami, but this could be done virtually or could be done in person, whatever.
Definitely.
How would you feel about, because I want to bring the art world. I'm going to tell you something crazy. This is nutso to the max. 10 years, we need to break to switch, Mike? Yeah. We got to check, that's A1, right? Yeah. That's an issue. Yeah, but that's an issue. I told somebody 5 years ago that we were going to do the Boca Basel. Because I worked down in Miami. I was on the board for the Basel for 3 years. And why they picked me was because the guy that I worked for didn't want to do it, and Aldo was a famous artist. So I said, why don't we do the Boca Basel? Why is it got to be always in Miami? Where the pricing of it, I'm sorry to say, I want to do a protest. So anyway, I would like to do that. Bring in all the artists from Florida, collaborate it here, and do a big fair for maybe 2 or 3 days. And watch what happens. I know what's going to happen is they're going to be calling, don't do that, and I'm going to do it anyway. But I think that an ambassador in the business, because she knows art, she knows advertising, she knows how to promote it, she knows how to hold a microphone. You hit a home run today.
You know what I love is that you and I can listen to the same conversation and go 2 different directions.
I'm in a different direction.
So you're going to go this way, and
And
I'm
that
going to
way.
say I'd love to collaborate with you and all your teens on their art, because something I've always wanted to do was spotlight a wall in our studio with art from kids and teens.
That would be so cool.
Same conversation. You and
We
I are
can do
listening to the
both.
exact same interview, right? And you go, what? And I go the other.
No, but I'm not saying no to teens.
No, I know you're not, but
I
it's
would
just
include it.
interesting what we pull out
That's
of a
because
conversation,
I'm on the
right?
left side of the brain, and you use the whole brain. It just ain't fair. You got more brain than me.
No.
That ain't fair.
Your head's bigger than mine.
Wow. I got
Your
a big
brain's
head
bigger.
to the left. But I think that, you bring all your assets, let her figure out where it works the best. I mean, we have kids shows in here, we have adult shows in here. But the arts, as you can tell, for us has been a mainstay.
Yeah.
The artists have helped us come over, carry on through the 2 years. So whatever you want to cook up, I'm all in. That's one of
sounds
those
amazing.
okay statements.
Yeah, you could even combine the teens with the show and have a special teen booth, maybe. Or yeah, I love both those ideas.
It's so important. My daughter was in high school. She was always an artist. And she won Pathfinders for art, and she did the South Florida Fair and won for art, and always wanted to be an artist. And I said to her, you can be anything you want to be, but when you go to school, I want you to go to school to get an overall education. And if while you're there, you still want art, all in. Because I wanted her not to pigeonhole her, because once she looks back and says, oh, I should have done that business class, or I should have done a psych class. And she came out as an artist. She worked for Disney for a couple years. Then she came down here as an art teacher, and now she's doing programming she still loves. When she gets in that classroom and she teaches art, she said all of the administrative stuff goes to the side because she loves
She
being
runs
with the kids.
school. Let's call it.
But now
what
they
it
have her
is.
back to teaching, and she loves it. She asked to go back into the classroom.
That's amazing. It's really important to interact with kids and just give them a space too where they can express themselves. There's not many spaces left. As I talk to these kids that I teach, I ask them if they're taking art class at school. And so many of them are not, because it's either hard to get into the class, they have like one class, or the art has been cut from the curriculum. So it's so important to be able to teach. And
So you're teaching kids right now?
yes.
In libraries and the
Okay.
museum?
Yes.
All right. Can we give her a case?
Absolutely.
We got a case. We got something to give you.
Oh, great.
We're going to
Okay.
give you a box of
School
art
supplies.
Wow. Awesome.
So you can give these out wherever you're going to go.
Oh, that'd be
And you
fantastic.
can remember us, because it's all about the niche. We want you never to forget us. But I got to tell you, what you do, I can't do. I can't even draw stick figures because it comes out bad. This one, just like her daughter, is an artist. But Dawn doesn't like to do it.
Yeah, well, look at this, the graphic. One of our interns created this, and she's at Lynn University.
Oh, cool.
And she drew that,
From scratch.
Wow, that's really impressive.
right? And she sits with her tablet, and she just draws, like through her own eyes. It's amazing to see what gets created.
Yes, and now clients are beginning to see the merchandise and they want their own. So we did a collaboration merchandise piece where other people, like your face could be on the shirt, whatever you wanted to say could be on a shirt, and they can go to the site to purchase it as well. You can put it to a cause, maybe for the whale, whatever you want. You know, the proceeds will be
Used
directed
for a
at you as how you
foundation,
want.
sure, absolutely.
So we're
Very
working on
cool.
that.
Is everything you have original, or is any of them prints?
These are all original that I have here. I've got a watercolor and 2 different acrylic pieces. I try to work in acrylic and watercolor mostly, just to try to keep it, I guess, as environmentally friendly as possible. I do sell prints on pixels.com of all of my artwork as well. But yeah, I'm mostly making originals.
And how is your price point on them?
The originals, so this is actually, this piece I had to borrow from a collector, which they're so nice to give me for the show. This watercolor is $350. And
the whale?
Lolita?
Lolita is $800, and the ones that I'm currently making at that size are $975 framed. I do have a larger piece. Once they go larger, obviously the price goes up a little bit. I think my largest piece right now is $29.50.
I love Lolita, not only because it's a spectacular piece of art, but if you've grown up in Florida and South Florida and you know the Miami Sea Aquarium, she is iconic.
She really is.
And however she's being treated, whether you believe in the protesting or not, But just the fact of who she is, I can't believe she's still alive.
Yeah.
At 52, and it's time for her to enjoy some respite. I
Some
think
retirement,
she should, right?
yeah.
She should be able to retire and enjoy swimming
What
around
does she
and being
do?
with her
She
mom.
just swims?
They do shows with. Oh,
They
they
do
used to do
shows with her?
shows with her.
They used to do shows. I believe she's not performing right now because she's been sick. She had pneumonia, and yeah, I think the tank and everything has been kind of dilapidated. So they're kind of hoping that the new management will come in and either redo her tank or actually move her somewhere else. I do agree that she needs to retire. She's pretty old. She's been doing this for a long time.
Amazing.
With that said, she's really only middle age as far as an orca in the wild.
But she is iconic.
And she's a
to
mammal,
Miami.
and she has pneumonia, and she's a fish. I mean, you get it all. Think about that. You got a mammal in the water.
She's a mammal, yes. Did she ever have kids?
I don't believe so.
Babies?
No, I don't believe so. She's so resilient, though. They're so socialized, social animals, but she has been by herself for a long time.
When did you become such an advocate?
Around 2015, I started just learning gradually more about the environmental issues. There was actually a black bear hunt going on in Florida, and being from Nashville, Tennessee, it just kind of hit home because we also have small black bears there. So I kind of worked on that issue. We actually stopped the hunt. I mean, I'm not saying I did, but there was a lot of groups working on it.
What's a black bear hunt?
People were buying permits with FWC to actually hunt and kill Florida's black bears. There are only around like 2,200 in the
So
whole
why
state.
the hell would that be legal?
Why would it be what?
Legal.
Legal? I believe they were trying to make money on the permit sales.
And you're gonna go after an animal? There's only 2,200 of them? That's ridiculous.
It didn't make sense to me. So that's why I got so involved with it, and we got some policy passed all around Florida. That was kind of my first, I delved into organizing then and trying to work on policy. And after that, I was like, oh, we can actually change things if we try. So
That's
it
the
inspired me.
amazing thing, is right?
Yeah.
You can change things if you try.
Yes.
Because what people think is fun and sport can
I
hurt
never-
another
I
one.
never agree with any
I
of
understand that, but there are people that do, right? We know it's a whole other political
Give the
issue.
black bear a chance. So you want to hunt it with a knife. If you win, you win. But if the bear wins, you know what I'm saying?
If
Let's
the bear
be fair.
wins?
Give the animal a chance. I guarantee you nobody's going to get that permit. I got to what? I got to go after it with a knife?
How about
I don't think so.
iguanas? Would you be happy to get rid of your iguanas?
Iguanas and me, yes. But listen, I have too many. If you need any, let me know. I
We
wanna
have
be,
some too.
I don't want to, because she's going to get mad at me. Iguanas, to me,
You
they
just want
destroy.
to move them out of
Yes,
your
I
property.
want to send them to Slick's house.
Don't do that. I have enough on coconut.
Those iguanas, and then they multiply. I got children, and they think I'm their father or something. I can't get rid of them.
Are you my mother? Nicole, we're back to the book. We left here one day a couple weeks ago, and we were looking at the tree across the way, and I saw these 4, I guess they're green parrots.
Green
Alana
parrots.
says those are green parrots, and then they go, these are 6 of them. And next thing that we knew, about 30 of them flew out of the tree. We didn't even know they were living in this tree. Wow.
I love green parrots.
They were
I would have
beautiful.
fed them, but they disappeared.
They were just there for the day.
I love them too. They're so loud, you know when they're there. You can
Yep.
hear them before you see them.
I love them. I got to tell you, I grew up in high school in Puerto Rico in the rainforest. So you know that coqui that's only found in Puerto Rico? I can't stand it. It drives me nuts, but I never went after them or anything like that. Frogs and animals, skunks, ugh. But all of that is part of nature.
It's all nature. It's all part of the ecosystem.
Except for those snakes out in the Everglades. Now, you want to get a permit for that all you want, because those things are scary.
There are people that love them. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, today is National Dr. Seuss Day. Let's see what our crew has lined up for us on that.
You did something?
I got trivia.
We got more with Melanie and her
Make sure
artwork.
that mic works.
Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Have you been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or through the negligence of another? The lawyers at Shane M. Farnsworth, PA have over 40 years of combined experience representing injured individuals and their families. Call us today at 561-272-8337 for a free case evaluation and the answers to your legal questions. Were you injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you. Contact us now to learn about your options and to protect your rights.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
That's okay, go.
Ready, set, go. How you doing? They want him on camera. Oh, we got Dr. Seuss trivia now.
Well, I gotta talk about Dr. Seuss trivia.
Okay.
But this show is brought to you by
Coffee News.
Coffee News. Get your coffee news. Give them a
Do
holler.
we have any trivia for today?
Yeah, we do. Get a holler. Call them at that number.
Give Joey a call, 954-951-7870. Get your business spotlighted in here. Banana oat PB breakfast cookies. I came in this morning with a protein shake, the powder, my shaker cup, and water. It's an organic, raw chai protein shake, pretty much.
Where is the powder?
I drank it, kind of.
Okay.
I added too much water.
Don't bring that in here.
Why?
Because don't drink it. You don't need it. We're going back to doing things you don't need to do.
What would you eat for breakfast?
And not a powder. If it was, it's like the bear. The thing with the story with the bear. If it was made to be consumed, why would it be a powder? It's ridiculous. Unless it's Nestle's Quick, nothing goes in the milk.
Okay, all right, here's our question. A Mackinaw is a type of apple or wool coat?
A Mackinaw is a wool coat or an apple? It's an apple.
A Mackinaw is a wool coat or
Apple.
an apple?
It's an apple? What do you think? Apple? What do you think? Coat.
What do you think?
Coat.
It's a wool coat.
I know for a fact it's a coat.
It is a wool coat.
A wool coat. Wow. Wool. You know, that's that stuff that you wear up north.
That's itchy. Yeah.
Itchy.
It's very thick.
Yes.
As a chronic carrier of disease, Mary Mallon from 1869 to 1938 was given what nickname?
As a chronic carrier of
Even I know
disease.
this one. My mother used to call me this all the time. As a chronic carrier of disease, Mary Mallon was given what nickname?
Mary Mallon? You spell it? You saying the last name correct?
M-A-L-L-O-N. You're asking me? Yes, I'm saying it right.
Mary Mallon. What disease sounds like Mary Mallon?
My mother used to call me this all the time growing up. Typhoid Mary. My mother used to call me Typhoid Mary growing up. I think I need a psychiatrist lying on the couch. You go, Typhoid Mary, here we go again. You're going to get us all sick. Like, thanks, Mom.
Doc Hillary when you need her.
Right? Isn't that crazy? That's what my mother used to call me.
I don't know who's crazy, you or Mom, but anyway.
Anyway, just saying, if you are living in Boca Raton, your beach and dog permits are now available for purchase for 2022. So if you like going to the beach, you want to take your dog to the dog park, head over to the city of Boca Raton and get your permits.
You got to get a permit to walk your dog on the beach? Yes. In Florida?
To go to the dog park.
And
There's a dog park?
Oh, dog.
I go to the Bronx. I take my dog. You're going to tell me that I can't walk my dog?
You need a permit to go to the beach and a permit to go to the dog park. Again, a way to make money, right?
Really? Mm-hmm. There's got to be something. So what, did they pull you over and say, let me see your permit? I got
you have to put a sticker on your car.
Yeah.
You put a sticker on your car.
I'll put a sticker on my car. That's ridiculous.
I know. And there is a food truck festival this Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We should go. University Woodlands on St. Andrews Boulevard.
Oh, I should have asked.
We should totally go to that.
What, food truck?
Yeah.
No.
Why? No?
The last time I went to a fair with you and Mr. Wonderful over there, you guys
We had
burned me
boba
up.
tea.
You burned me up.
We got boba
and then
tea.
you gave me that powder that was all over me. I looked like a cocaine
Funnel cake,
addict.
you go.
So,
It's a
Melanie,
ritual.
when we got fair food at the South Florida Fair, and it was a Caribbean bowl. It was rice and chicken and beans, and they
And
put
fire.
this little pico de gallo in
Pico de gallo, pico de kill me.
it. It was so hot. And they always say when something's hot, you should drink milk. We did not have milk. We had funnel cake. So we told Freddie, with diabetes, eat the white sugar.
Eat the funnel cake sugar. So it's all over me now. I look like, Casper the Friendly Ghost.
I figured it was close to milk, but it
And
didn't
she
work.
thinks it's milk. And all it did was make it worse. I felt my whole mouth disintegrate.
Is he flexing over there?
Oh, because they have me on. So sorry.
Our Roku numbers over 100,000 people watching you do that today.
They set that up.
Dr. Seuss trivia to come up. Let's do a 3-shot with Melanie and you.
Yes.
Like Dr. Seuss?
All right.
Now, last year, Dr. Seuss, a lot of books got banned. That's another thing on activism. I'm not a big activist. I just say what I have to say. All these books that are getting banned now in public school are ridiculous.
I want to know how
Censorship.
Dr.
Last
Seuss
I
can be
checked,
banned.
our Constitution, we have the right of freedom of speech and press.
Well,
Except in school?
Oh, I want to know, why would you ban Dr. Seuss?
Because apparently they said at the time it was not racially applicable and there was like different racial connotations, like put me in the zoo. There are things that you grew up thinking these are just books, but apparently there's an underlying message according to those that are fighting it.
But don't you know in the Bronx, you know what the Bronx Zoo is? How many Bronx zoos are there? Trivia question number 1.
3.
How many Bronx zoos exist?
3.
Where'd you get 3? There are 2. One is the Bronx Zoo, where they have houses all the animals all over the world. And the second one is Yankee Stadium.
Why?
It's the Bronx Zoo, and Steinbrenner named it the Bronx Zoo.
So there's been a whole lot of conflict about Dr. Seuss and a lot of his books, but Slick has some trivia questions.
I do. And hopefully everybody does get them because
Now you got to speak up because the kids want to hear.
I know, and they wanted to put me on the back. Like, I have to scream. But what, guys, was the first book Dr. Seuss written?
Cat in the Hat.
Ooh, I would have said Cat in the Hat, too.
I guess I'm wrong.
It's not Cat in the Hat.
It's not Cat in the Hat.
Not Green Eggs and Ham. Ooh.
First book Dr. Seuss wrote.
Dr. Seuss, Here I Am?
On Mulberry Street.
Oh.
That's a book?
Yes.
I thought that was the Beatles. Now, I do know Mulberry Street in Manhattan.
Okay,
oh, wow.
Have you heard of that book? You guys ever heard of that book?
Sure. I don't remember reading it, but I've heard of it.
Here we go.
Okay, next question. Which book sold the most copies in the Dr. Seuss?
Cat in the Hat.
Oh my God. You're just going with it
That's the only
until you
book I
find
know.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Yes. It was Green Eggs and Ham. Yes, Green
Sam
Eggs and
I
Ham
Am.
sold the most
Wow, you guys know
most
these-
copies.
I only know one book.
Okay. Freddie, I'm going to give you a curve on this one. This is the
Cat in the
third
Hat.
question.
Cat in the Hat. That's all I know.
Which book sold the was most popular by children?
Cat in the Hat.
It was Cat in the Hat. You won that. Okay, you got that. I would say, where was Dr. Seuss born?
Austria.
Ooh.
Zeusland.
Think of Slick. Think of Slick. Where was Dr. Seuss? No,
Haiti?
no. Springfield, Massachusetts.
Well, that's
This is
the other-
where this
that's
is
the
his
other
hometown. This is his hometown.
I'm like,
This
I
is
don't
his
think Dr. Seuss
hometown.
was born in Haiti, but okay.
Okay, how many books has Dr. Seuss written?
142.
Oh my gosh, you're just too high.
52.
Any other guesses? 52. Ooh, closest. 45.
Did you know that?
45.
45 books.
45 bucks. All right. Do all of Dr. Seuss's books rhyme?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, they all do.
I'm thinking about Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham, The Places You'll Go. I had never heard of The Places You'll Go until my daughter graduated high school. And that was a whole graduation theme of all the places you go. And now I see it more and more. That's a theme for so many things.
You know, I feel deprived.
Why?
Because in the Bronx, when I was growing up, Dr. Seuss was something you got if you stole it or somebody gave it to you.
So here's the thing, and I want to ask Melanie about that. You work in the library teaching art, and you're finding, I'm sure, different socioeconomics of kids that don't have books. Just like the kids in Delray, which is why we have school supplies. They don't have access to books. They don't have access to internet. There's this huge disconnect in cultures of those that are not exposed. You don't realize you're not exposed till you realize you're not exposed.
You had a library card?
At a library in my school, and a library card, yes.
You had a library card? Even you had one, right? Do you know that I had to beg my mother when I was in the 4th grade to go get a library card? And my mother says, no, you don't need that. I said, no, Mom, I need that. Because all of my friends in school had library cards. So my sister took me, and I walked into the library. And I said, holy smokes, look at all these books. And I had to sign for it. And I was so excited that I got my first library book. I lost the card.
The amazing thing to me is that the library is still free.
Yes, it's like one of the only places you can still go and just be that's free.
It's a resource in our community that we don't take full advantage of. It's free. You can get books for free. You can rent them. I think movies you used to be able to rent for $1. And there's a beautiful library on Spanish River that's on the lake and a beautiful walking
that's
path.
A nice one, yeah.
And it's free. It's a resource in our
Miami
community.
has a beautiful library too, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have lots of great libraries. Actually, I've been able to teach at most of them. And they're all so different, but it's just a great place for kids to socialize, also do their homework, the internet. It's so helpful.
When I was at NYU, I rented a room in the library. You know, I have those rooms and they give you a key. And I used to go in there to sleep. But I felt the knowledge of the world around me. Not that I was reading anything.
There's something to be said about that.
I used to have lunch in there. I felt, like John F. Kennedy says, you always pick up a book to give your kids an answer. You ever saw that? I learned that from there. And I felt like it was going to travel into the left side of my brain. And much to my chagrin, it didn't happen.
It did. My grandmother was an English teacher growing up. And my grandmother, if you think how old she
Proper
was.
English?
Back English in schools. Back in the day, for women to work was not a thing. So my grandmother's an English teacher, and she always would say, books are your friends. And she would give us a book, and she signed them. And one book she gave me says, it's called Are You My Mother? And she signed it to me. No one's ever heard of this book except Cole. Cole says, I love Dr. Seuss. This is my favorite book. Are You My Mother? I don't think that's a Dr. Seuss book, but I'm going to look when I go home if I can. It is?
Wait a minute. Hold it. Stop the presses.
Yes.
Cole knows about that book?
Yes. He said it's his favorite Dr. Seuss book.
This guy is pretty educated.
That birdie one? And that's Cole's favorite book. Growing up,
I was about to say, that's Cole's favorite book. Oh my God.
But he has like fond memories of a book. I don't think kids today get books. That's a good one.
That's your favorite book? For Dr. Seuss. Do you have a favorite for Dr. Seuss?
Probably green eggs and ham.
That's Breeze.
Slick?
I'll say the ones that we've been calling out: Green Eggs and Ham and Cat in the Hat.
Yours is Cat in the Hat?
Is that the same book?
No.
No, Cat in the Hat.
Oh, Hop Bum Pop was a good one. Good beginner reader books.
I never saw any of these books.
And you know what we
Never.
found? And there are kids that don't even ever get to hold a book. They don't have the opportunity to have a book. They've never touched it. They've never felt it. And think how important that is in your lives, right? You all have this favorite and you laugh about it now. You don't realize what a great opportunity that is to hold a book. Even Freddie, he doesn't like that book. But to him to be able to read a book, The Lorax is a good one, to his kids is such a gift to have that time.
Do you remember growing up, there was the Book of the Month Club, and you joined in school, and it was like $10 or something, and every month you got another book. I loved that. But I didn't love the book. I loved that I got it in the mail.
The Scholastic books, where they would
My
charge
mother
you
used to
a
throw
fortune.
away the envelope. You see how I tear up envelopes and stuff?
It's hilarious.
My mother used to open up the envelope, and I said, don't tear it. Don't even open it. She says, well, you got to read the book. No, I don't. So I had them all sealed in my room because of the mail.
You're so interesting.
It's the left side of my brain.
Interesting you are.
You know what popular books for high school graduates to receive from Dr. Seuss, right?
Which is?
I got like 4 copies of it.
Which is?
Places you'll go.
Places you'll go.
High school
What is it?
graduation.
Oh, the places you'll go.
That's a thing?
Like 4 different copies when I've graduated.
So, Cole, when you graduate, Cole, I'm going to get you that book.
Are you my mother or are the places you go?
Are you my mother? I get that for Slick. I want to be his mother. Yes,
Slick,
I
we
am.
got more trivia?
I have my mom. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have my mom. But I have to say, what was Dr. Seuss's last published book?
Oh.
Wow, that's a good question.
About it, we were just there.
I don't know any of Dr. Seuss's books. You? Anybody know his last book?
His last book. Oh, the places you'll go.
Really?
Really?
We were just on there, yeah.
Really? You didn't know that?
That was his last book? No.
Yeah, his last book published before his death.
And I think even his family agreed to remove some of his books because they read them and really thought there was an undertone of racial discrimination or things that weren't right in his books.
I only read one. I never got that feeling.
What? We read it because I think we read it to read a children's book. We didn't read, as kids, you don't read, it's like Disney movies. When you're watching a Disney movie as a child, you're looking at the animation and the action and the animals, whatever it is. As an adult, you can enjoy Disney movies because there's a message.
Yeah, but I heard that Cinderella, or one of the movies that was played, has a negative message also, and they're going to ban it.
They're starting to relook, I think, at the Disney movies on the princesses because they're always the damsel in distress. It's always Prince Charming comes along and they rescue the princess.
How come a prince can't be rescued?
Maybe they will.
Female warrior
They
princess.
finally now have the first
Rescue me.
Hispanic princess. They had
No, I don't want a Hispanic princess.
There's a Hispanic
No, because
princess.
they complain too much. They fighting all over.
They need a Caribbean. There is a Caribbean princess, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Like who?
Or
no,
Caribbean.
and
Conchita.
Moana, which was Hawaiian.
Moana,
Princess
yeah.
Moana.
Don't get a Puerto Rican
We can
princess.
do it like Encanto, but I can't call
No,
them
no
princesses.
Encanto either.
Oh, I should go home and
Encanto's
watch that
amazing.
tonight.
And don't get a Puerto Rican princess because they complain too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They get all J-Lo on you.
You love
Ever had
J-Lo.
met a Puerto Rican Jewish woman?
Is that a thing? Is
There's
that even a real
There's
question?
got to be a thing. I'd like to meet her.
Me too.
So,
Two
Freddie,
of us combined. Wow.
Forget about it.
guys.
Can't even tell
That
you.
earthquake in the Philippines, I think they threw her in there.
Send her to the Ukraine. She will solve world peace.
Resolve the issue. You say, what, Mr. Putin? Wakata.
Forget diplomacy.
Take off that chancleta. That's right, diplomacy on my slipper, baby.
We'll see who watches this show worldwide
Most
now.
definitely.
I'm going to tell you.
We should give everyone a little bit of information about Roku because we do have the analytics of people that are watching.
You saw those today.
You were telling me about them. We have 45 households in Russia that watched our show yesterday.
Yesterday. And you know what? If you're watching, we're here. And we take everything that you're going through very seriously. We try to make it a little levity because I'm going to tell you something, otherwise I go cuckoo bananas.
So write in. We should put our website link on our Roku app so people, because they can't
can do
interact with us live, but definitely write into the show. Send us an email. Say hello or how we can help you get some information. But if we've got people watching from Russia, I would love to have a conversation.
Well, what is it? Twitter?
Twitch?
No,
Twitter?
the other one.
Twitch?
The one that I'm forbidden from being.
TikTok?
TikTok. Sent some live footage from the Ukraine. I saw it yesterday. I brought it to my eye. I can't even watch that anymore.
They were talking about the president's wife, where she is with the 2 children, and she is reportedly still in the Ukraine someplace. And hopefully everybody is safe.
Well, you know, we should send a couple of books of Dr. Seuss to Putin. Maybe he'll get the message. Maybe.
What else you got, Slick?
Okay, so this is attention to detail question. So in every Dr. Seuss book, or all 45 of them, there's always a constant character in there, or like a constant thing that he puts in.
Seuss?
No, not Seuss. But what is that common thing that he always places in his children's books? And I'll give you guys a hint. It is an animal.
An animal?
That he always puts in all of his books.
What's that little thing that used to hang around tearing and all that? What was that?
It's always an animal.
Tearing?
Yeah, because the animal would look at him and he had the big heart. What was that?
I don't know. A cat?
No.
Is it a bird?
No.
A dog.
It's a goldfish.
Oh,
if you
wow.
guys really think about it. But it's a goldfish that he always places in, I'll say, The Grinch. What is it? Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham. All of his books, there's always an imprint of a goldfish.
Hey, The Grinch is also him?
The Grinch is also him, too, yeah.
Really? Okay, so I have 2 books.
Whoville.
All right.
Ever been to
You see the
Whoville?
cartoon on TV, I saw it. That's the only reason I know
It's
that.
kind of like our cartoon where they always have our duck in it.
Yes, that's another thing, the duck.
And did Dr. Seuss win an Oscar?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. And what did he win the Oscar for?
For being Dr. Seuss. What the hell you think?
Oh,
he
no,
won
no,
for?
for the
Grinch has
animation
Stole
of Gerald
Christmas.
McBoing Boing.
Which one?
For the animation of Gerald McBoing Boing.
The hell is that?
Yeah, it's a something. I
It's a
never
movie?
heard of this.
Never
The
heard
first time.
Is
This is
that a
the
book?
first.
Ever heard of
I think it's a show. I think
So you're
they
going to tell
created
me he won it
animation.
for that and he didn't win it for all the popular ones?
Not at all.
This is what's wrong with that whole system.
Gerald McBoing Boing. I never even heard of
Yeah.
that.
of
Gerald
course we have.
McBoing
Every
Boing
Puerto
for the
Rican kid knows
animation
it.
of Gerald McBoing Boing. He won an
Yeah.
Oscar. Yeah. And did Dr. Seuss win an Academy Award?
No.
No. He didn't win just one. He won 2. 2
Really?
Academy Awards.
He won 2. What did he win them for?
They are not specifying, but yeah, he won 2 Academy Awards.
Can you believe that? If he won 2, I should get 12.
You should. And I wonder if you got it as an animator, because apparently they're not specifying animators going forward this month. So,
Did he animate the book or did somebody else animate it?
He had to illustrate. He had to illustrate everything.
He was an illustrator.
Yeah, he had to
I gotta look
illustrate
that up.
everything.
Something
but
tells
he
me
wanted
he
to.
wasn't. I gotta
something
check
for you to
this
teach your kids, right?
True.
Exactly.
About Dr. Seuss and animation.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And for everybody in the house, I say, was Dr. Seuss a poet or an author?
An author.
Author.
Well, they're painting him as a poet, or that's what he
Well,
always
that-
claimed.
oh, that's
himself
what he
as.
wants to be known
Yeah,
as.
yeah, that's what he wants to be known as, a poet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The legacy of Dr. Seuss.
All right, Freddie.
There's more?
If you don't get this,
Oh my gosh.
this is the last
Cat
one.
in the
If you
Hat.
don't get this, if you do not, which books of Dr. Seuss were animated as cartoons?
Which books?
Yeah, which
The Grinch
books?
that Stole Christmas.
Cat in the Hat, Freddie.
Cat in the Hat.
Okay, that's one.
The Lorax.
No, not. But we did say it at the beginning, at the top of every.
The Grinch that
The
Stole
Grinch?
Christmas.
No, not at all.
The Lorax?
No.
Wait a
not
minute. The
Lorax.
Grinch was an animated.
No,
movie.
but this is the ones that he animated.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
two
can't.
the 2 that he animated as series. The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. We
the
were stuck
3
on that for a
animated
while
books. You
at the
should've
top of
gotten
the
that.
hour.
Don't you remember watching it on TV?
Me? No, not at all.
Not at all.
Really?
I remember the Cat in the Hat. I think it was a movie, but Lorax, I remember Lorax.
Oh my gosh. The Cat in the Hat on TV, I would watch it all the time. And then she would take the dress, right, and everything turned pink, and they took the dress and they wiped it off, and then the dress turned pink, then they had to wash the dress, and do you not remember?
I was too busy watching Happy Days.
And then they knocked over the goldfish, and it was a whole thing in the book.
You remember Happy Days?
Sure.
With the Fonz.
Chachi.
Those guys.
Chachi, yes.
I watched West Side Story.
You didn't watch The Good Times? With the
I
Jeffersons?
saw Good Times as I
Okay.
go. Do you know,
Moving
I gotta
on
tell you a
up.
secret.
What?
I was in love with Wheezy. I thought she was a sexy woman.
Really?
And my mother says, you can't watch this no more.
Oh my
Because I told my
God.
sister and she ratted me out. True story. I thought she was gorgeous. Remember Wheezy?
Sure.
The wife?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Watch out now.
Okay, wow, okay.
You're
What?
an interesting man.
True story. man.
And we open this for public consumption.
Yes, because this is for Putin.
Cole and Alana and Bree are just thinking, oh man,
Yeah.
the gulp. I can't wait to see the gulp go viral.
It's going to go viral.
It's going. Listen closely.
We're gonna have it for what's for lunch. The go.
What
Yes,
other
we
thing-
need to add that to
What
What's for
shows did
Lunch.
you watch growing up? Did you watch the Jeffersons? Did you see
No,
that show?
like I think I was stuck on like Fresh Prince,
I
Martin,
watched that too.
the Wayans
you-
brothers.
What did you watch growing up?
Yeah, Different Strokes, The Jeffersons.
Different Strokes.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only crazy person to
Oh
watch that show.
no, those are all good.
And then what was the next one that was the takeoff of Different Strokes where the girls' school?
Yes. What was it? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I want to say it wasn't Fast something.
I didn't watch that.
With Blair and all the girls.
I didn't watch
The
that.
Facts of Life.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and the facts of life.
All the spin-offs. TV
They
was
recently
different
did
then.
remakes of those. Did you see them with like Jennifer Aniston
Yeah.
and different people playing them?
Older. You saw Brady Bunch?
Oh yeah, that was
You
a good
like the
one.
Brady Bunch?
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you see Chico and the Man?
I don't know what that is.
She's young.
Chico
not
and the
that young.
Man was the first Hispanic that gave him his own show. He was Mexican American. He blew his brains out.
He was Mexican?
Yeah.
See, Mexico is not.
Yes. Let's leave that alone.
We're going to leave that alone?
Yeah, they're gonna change their tune when they're the only ones on the isolated island as well.
Pretty much.
Did you see what's the guy? The plane. What's his name? And
Fantasy Island.
That one. And
Yeah.
the Love Boat.
Tattoo.
The
yes.
Love Boat? Oh my gosh,
was
I
Saturday
loved
night.
it. I'm
Did
not,
you see
I'm
The
not
Love
gonna
Boat?
lie to you. I didn't watch
Captain
it at all.
Stooping
I'm
passed
sorry.
You didn't
away.
watch that?
Love
What?
Boat, not at
When did
all.
he die?
A couple weeks ago.
Captain Stooping's gone? That's it. My heart is broken. You got to watch The Love Boat. They have it everywhere. This will teach you how love is
Julie,
for
the
real.
cruise director, did you like her?
Mm-hmm.
If you like Julie and Wheezy?
Mm-hmm. I Dream of Jeannie. Oh my God, Barbara Eaton. I like her now.
You're so old school.
She lives in Florida. She wants to make a comeback at 92.
You're hilarious.
She's gorgeous. Hey, listen, I also watch.
See Dolly Parton?
Yeah, that's
She
too
looks
much.
amazing.
No, that's too. Dolly goes like this with some kind of belt, and her waist goes like that, and it just looks
Dolly
like a
looks
puppet.
incredible.
I don't know about
Talking about books, you know about her book program where she sends a book for free like every month to a child for free for years.
I heard about that.
Really?
She's amazing. I have to promote my homegirl, Dolly, from
We should,
Tennessee.
try, we should try to get Dolly to come and be on the show.
Let's do it.
On the remix or
Let's have
something.
Melanie contact her for the book program.
I'll make it happen.
And today I think is also National Read a Book Day. So
Is it? Would you see that over here?
I actually heard it this morning. Read a Book Day.
See that? Life changes in a very positive way if you let it happen.
Amen. Ready to wrap it up?
Yes, Putin. Did you hear that message?
Positivity. Have a great day, everyone. Melanie, it was a pleasure to have you join us. What is your website?
Thank you so much. My website is melanieoliva.com. Oliva is how you spell my last name. Thank you, guys.
Can we purchase from your website?
Yes, you can.
And where is your show?
My show is at the Frank and Pembroke Pines next to the City Center, and it's on through April 23rd.
Congratulations.
And if somebody wants to order something specific, you'll do that too.
Absolutely. I do commissions as well.
I love
Very
the
nice.
butterfly. I need more walls in my house, too.
You need a bigger house. You
I
ain't got
do.
enough wall.
More to come. Have a great day, everyone. Slick, thanks for your trivia.
No problem.
Nice job, guys, on running the board. We had Stacy Lucis with us today. More to come on our empowerment, growing your business for women entrepreneurs. And stay safe, everyone. Have a great day. It's Ash Wednesday.
Go
What
get
do we
ashy.
say for Ash Wednesday?
Ash
say-
it up.
No, he said that.
Ash it up, baby.
Comments mentioned by Freddie Santori are not those of. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Brooklyn Cafe After Hours, where all truth is mentioned on Real Radio.
Join us next time as we get to highlight our community, share some ideas, and always a little bit of hope on WWNN Real Talk Radio.
And as always, don't be late.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could